warehousing, as an introduction, data warehousing is a collection of data which is being integrated from multiple sources and which supports the decision support system. To elaborate that, data warehousing is something like where we store the data which is used for the higher level management. Higher level management is something like a CEO, CFO, who is at the top level management. So what type of data is loaded here? It's coming in. Try to put yourself on mute. If you have some questions, please unmute it and then ask your question so that I can able to answer that. Till that time, I request keep your microphone on mute so that it will be easy for me to concentrate and continue the class. Okay. Right. Thank you. See, it's a by the name itself you can understand data warehouse. It's a warehouse. The data is where the data is loaded, where the data is stored. It is something where exactly there is a multiple types of data will be loaded, and who is going to use it? The top level management. And what type of data is loaded here is, one is a subject oriented, integrated, time oriented, and non-volatile data. So when I take this one, I need to elaborate this one. Data warehousing is something like which is used. If you take a business, say for example, you have a business and you are set up, going for building a data warehouse. Then what will happen is you can go for a data warehouse loading past 5 years data or 10 years data to improve your business. So what type of data is that? So basically thing is, you have multiple areas of your business. Maybe you have a customer, you have a product, you have a branch, you have a brand, you have a store, you have time, and everything is involved inside the business. So these are some of the areas which is actually concentrated, and that particular subject-oriented data will be pulled here and loaded into your data warehouse. So, and then coming to the next point is integration. Integration is something like you have a business. Say for example, if you see the business process how it's been evolving from past 30 years or 40 years, the type of data, and it is being changed now. How it is doing is, initially we are going to a shop and we are buying the products where they write the bills manually and then they enter into the computer. Later on what they are doing is they are directly entering into the computer and generating a bill. Now what is happening is, in today's life we are doing online shopping where the database is actually maintaining at the back end. You have a system for that, and the data what is loading there, it is loaded into your database. So whenever you do that, if you examine all these three things what I told, it has been multiple sources there. So one is your manually entered, and the other one is the computer things, Excel sheets, the other one will be the database. So these are multiple areas where the data needs to be integrated in a single format so that the managers who is going to look into that will understand. And time variant, as you see, if you are doing the business, something like you do a transaction today, and tomorrow you do a transaction, and when day after tomorrow you do another transaction. So it has been we are capturing all those details into the data warehouse so that you are not even missing one record of the transaction. So if you concentrate on a customer like subject oriented, you will understand what he is doing exactly, how he is doing the transaction. Maybe he is buying for 1,000 rupees, another day he is buying for another 1,000 rupees, another 1,000 rupees. So this has been captured. And non-volatile is something like, you are not even deleting any record from that data warehouse. Only we are loading the data and we are accessing the data and we are updating the data. We are not even deleting anything. That is called non-volatile. So all these put together will become a data warehouse. So why this is needed is that, say for example, this person who is X is having some business from past 10 years. He want to improve his business and he want to know what areas he need to improve his business. So he want to collect all this data and put together so that he'll get a report which will make information to him, and so that he'll make a decision out of that particular data. So this is about data warehousing. Any questions?
No.
So you're good?
Yes.
Can I move on to the next one?
Okay.
Yes. So this is what I'm explaining. See, subject-oriented data warehousing is something like which is collection of subject-oriented data. If you might be having a question in your mind, what is a subject? See, subjects are nothing but the areas which actually you are doing your business. Like, say for example, you are doing a retail business. So in that retail business, your subjects will be your customer, first of all, who is one of the major part of your business, and then the customer will be buying products. So under this products, you will have multiple brands. Under this brands, you will be having multiple products. So again, what type of sales he is doing? He is doing a bulk sales or a normal sales or a medium sales. And other than that, you will be having stores. So each and every store will be spread across your locations. So that branch will be coming. So these are the subjects which actually you need to concentrate and pick up that particular data, which is actually will lead to your transactions as well. Say for example, a customer X is doing some business, doing a purchase. So you may be having a question in your mind, why that he has done that transaction. So who is that then who has the transaction? The customer X. So that is where your subject will be coming into picture. So you have to collect all the subject oriented pieces and then collect together and then put it into your data warehouse. And when you do that, your analysis of the decision making persons will also be easier. And also when you're doing on the transaction basis, you may sometimes get not related data. So when you're doing analysis on the subject oriented, what will happen is you exclude that unwanted data and you will concentrate only on the subject areas, so that the decision making process will become more easier and more effective, which will yield good results for his business. Okay. Any questions on that?
No. Okay.
You good, right?
Yes.
I recommend, if you have any questions, please put across. I'll clarify those things.
I'm sorry.
No, if you have any questions, please raise those questions. I'll clarify those queries.
Okay.
Right. You can stop me anywhere if you want.
Okay, sir.
Right. See, this diagram shows that one is the operational area, the other one is the data warehouse. See, operational areas are like only related to the transactions, loans, savings, application, and your transactions related to your bank, ATM cards, and all those things. When it comes to data warehouse, loans, when you compare with your data warehouse, who has taken the loan? The customer has taken the loan. What type of loan it is? What type of product it is? Is it a personal loan, home loan, or is it a mortgage or something like that? No. And again, a product is become something for your bank. A product is nothing but your ATM card, your debit card, your credit card, and your loans, and everything will be coming as a product. And vendor is something like, if you are taking for a retail source, who is the vendor who is supplying the material, what type of material they are supplying, all this coming under vendors. Okay, so that is the major difference what it is showing in the this thing. So hope you understand.
Yes.
Very good. Can I move to the next slide?
Yes.
Okay. So next is like the integration part, which I explained you. Integration is something like if you see the business, there are multiple ways of doing the business. One is like, no, nowadays how the business is happening, one is happening with the credit cards, the other one is happening with the telephone, the other one is happening with, so each and every place you are collecting those data and you have the details of the customers. So what you will do is, if you are entering through your application like eBay or anything, any snapshot or something like that, Snapdeal. No, what you do is you enter your details. What it will go to, it will directly go to it in your database. So what it will have at the back end, it will have a database that is nothing but or RDBMS. Legacy systems is something like, if you go to a store, what they do, they do the entering through your machines, right? Vendor machines, so that all the details will be entered, and that will be stored in your Excel sheets. It will not directly connect to your database, but it will be Excel sheets. But it has to be stored somewhere so that you'll get analysis, right? And same way, as I told you, manual entering, like once you enter the data manually, what will happen is that has to be converted into your area where you have to integrate all these types of data and then put it across, which is if you see our database is RDBMS, and if you see legacy system, it is different system, and flat file, it is different system. So if you see here, what they are doing is they are just integrating them, and data processing and data transformation they are doing. Data transformation and data processing is nothing but they are doing in such a way that the other person will understand in the language of the managers. So they'll do all those process and they'll put it into your data warehouse. Okay, so it's something like we are integrating into a single piece. We are consolidating them and putting them into the data warehouse. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Right. And again, the same thing coming here, integration. If you see here, I'll explain you. Right. You see in the operational side, you have see in the code encoding structures. What is happening? The application is having M, F. Application B is having 1, 0. Application C is coming X, Y. Application D is coming having male and female. In these three all applications, what they are doing is they are storing the male female in such a format which is in different formats. One is MF, one is 1, 0, one is X, Y, one is male female. So these are four different, right? What they are doing is they are just putting across in a single format MF in the data warehouse. So that they are integrating all these four and making into a single format called MF and putting it into a data warehouse. Same way the other things as well. Applications like application ABCD for centimeters, inches and everything, they are converting into one single format called centimeters after integrating all these four applications. Same way the other one, balance and then a description, balance on hand, everything. So if you observe this one, you can understand what exactly the integration is all about.
Yes.
Okay. If you can observe that, you can understand. I mean, clear? Can I move on?
I'm sorry?
Can I move on, or you have any question on this?
No, move.
Okay, I'm moving on. Okay, next one is a time variant. See, time variant is something like, as I told you, say for example, as a customer of a bank, I'm doing a transaction of 50 rupees in one of my ATMs. So today I have taken 50 rupees. My balance is remaining as, say for example, some 100 rupees. Again, tomorrow I'll go and I'll take another 10 rupees. So that data is also be there, and you'll be having 90 rupees there. So again, day after tomorrow I'll go and I'll pick another 50 rupees. So my balance will remain 40 rupees. So if you take all this time variant, it will load all this time varianted data into the transaction. So that what will happen is you don't miss even one record. All your history can be chased. I mean, all your history can be tracked, and you can track your records and you can track your data and what is happening from time to time. See, if you see data warehousing, it typically loads 5 to 10 years of data. So it depends on the structure. I mean, how huge the organization is all about, and also like every key structure contains either implicitly or explicitly an element of time. That is what I am talking about. If you take the subject, what is happening is this subject-oriented data will be loaded. Will be always related to one time, so that you will understand at what time a customer has done a transaction, at what time he has been very effective or doing some transactions more or less, how he is doing the business and everything. That is all about time variant. Okay.
Like a timestamp.
Sorry.
It's like timestamp.
Yeah, timestamp. It is yes, it is a timestamp. But what is the thing is, everything has a time related to it. If there is no time, you don't have history in it. If you want to track all your history, you have to maintain the time variant. Typically, a big data warehouse will be having 5 to 10 years of data.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Any questions on that? Any other questions?
No, thanks.
Yeah. Again, I'm coming to the last one. A non-volatile. What it is doing is, once all this data has been ready, what you will do is you load into your data warehouse. That's it. You can't. You are not going to delete any data. The reason for that is the analysis part. What I am saying is which is very important, will be missing. If you are deleting even one record, your analysis is missing, because the business is in need of data. If you are not able to provide the data, your analysis is gone. That is, the higher management cannot do the analysis, and they cannot make the decisions according to the based on the data available. So once the data is loaded into the data warehouse, the thumb rule is that you can't delete any data. Only thing is you can load the data. That's it. You can access the data and you can load the data. Access from where? Outside. Load from your internal systems. That is process of. Come again?
No update and no delete.
So even if you're updating, you're loading it, right?
Yes.
Say for example, if there is any updates happening, even that record is being recorded. But you are not updating the record. You are not updating the record, because you have to load that update in a different record, because you have to track the record. That is what I'm talking about in my previous slide. This is a time variant.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Only two operations are allowed. One is you can load the data, even there is an update happening, one more record will be coming to it, and you will be having timestamp attached to it. Because all you have to do in the data warehousing is that you have to load the data, and you should not delete the data or you should not update the data, which is very, very important for your data warehouse. That is a feature of the data warehouse. And what you can do is, once you load the data, you can access it from your reporting or some other tools. But you cannot delete the data from the data warehouse. Okay?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Did I answer your question?
I'm sorry.
Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah. You're good? Can I move to the next one?
Yes. Okay.
Right. The one what you're seeing in the data warehousing architecture, I'll explain you pieces. First one is a data source, which I'm talking about. Nothing but from which you get multiple types of data, from which you extract, you transform, you load the data into your data warehouse, which is shown here as data marts. Data mart is nothing but it's a subset of data warehouse, which can be considered as a data warehouse as well. Once we go into the details of the training, we'll see what is the data mart all about, and then what this is done is this will be loading into OLAP servers as well. OLAP servers are nothing but your online analysis process servers, where you load your data into this, and the data will be taken from here into the tools like analysis, reporting, and it will be doing the data mining. Here, this piece is called the reporting piece, where in which I am showing the mouse on it, where you have the OLAP coming into picture. And coming here, you reconciliation your data. What you do is, once you extract, transform, and load the data, you do some reconciling and into one thing, other thing, so that you can load it into your OLAP servers. So this may happen or may not happen, but in this picture, what I am trying to do is, I'm just telling what exactly this is doing, because this has to feed into your OLAP servers for reporting purpose. You may be having a question in your mind, what is this reporting all about? Reporting is, once you load your data, this has to be sent to the reporting process, where the managers will take the reports out of this data and they convert into the information, and they'll make some decisions out of it. And then on top of it, every system will be having the OLAP server is nothing but a reporting server, which actually is not part of this training, but OLAP server is something like online analytic process. OLAP is nothing but online analytic process. So this will be feeding the data to your reporting tools, which is there in the tools process. Can you see these tools?
Yes.
So from here, the data will be fed, which is there in your data marts, and it will be providing the reports. Okay. And then on top of it, you will be having monitoring and administration system. Every application will be having monitoring and administration system. So I'm just writing to you because there is a delay in sound. Okay, fine, no problems. You can talk. I'll wait. Okay. See, every application will be having its own administration and monitoring system. So this is something like, which is an administration piece, which will be acting the administration part of your data warehouse. So these are something not related to us as a developer of a data warehouse or an ETL tool. This is not required. In case if you are going to that area, then it is required for you. Okay. And coming to the next one, metadata. Metadata repository is nothing but data about data. That is, Muhammad is there. Who is Muhammad? Male, female. So this type of data will be loaded in this metadata. So sales. What is sales? What sales? Data about data. So this type of data will be loaded into the metadata repository. Okay. So this is the overall structure of data warehousing, and the actual thing is, what we are doing here is, we are doing the ETL process. ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and load. What we extract, the source data that we are getting from here, and what we transform, the data that we extracted from the source will be transformed in such a way that the data the managers has to be understand, so that in their language it will be transformed. It will be converted into one format to other format based on the requirement, and it will be loaded into your data warehouse. If you see here, it is showing us data mart. Data mart is also a data warehouse, but if you want to go into the details, once we start this session, we'll go into the details. Okay, data mart is also stands for data mart. As of now, take it as data warehouse. Okay. Then once it is being done, what it is being, we are feeding it the tools, which actually having the OLAP servers. On this OLAP servers will be maintaining all these reporting tools. We have the analysis, query, and reporting, and data mining. Analysis is something like, once we enter the data, they do the analysis, what type of data here, and they'll report, they'll query, and they also dig the data. That is called data mining. Okay. Any questions on this? Right. Moving on. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. ETL. E stands for extraction of data from source system, transformation of the raw data that is coming from source into the format, or we transform, or we clean, or we reorganize, or we add something that is called transformation. But from one format to the other format. Loading, once the transformation is done, something like dumping the data into a database. So it stands for ETL. Okay, extraction, transformation, and load. Any questions? Right. This is what I'm talking about. This is a ETL tool mechanism. How the ETL process will be running. Once the pre-process exit is done, what it will do is it will collect all the data. Okay, that's great. So you know the ETL mechanism, right? Okay, fine, that's great. So once you okay, can I skip this slide there? Okay. What is the need for data ETL tools? I mean, my thing is that I need to explain everything. Data stored in different formats in a different types of databases. So once the data that is stored in different format needs to be converted, and they need to be put into one single database. So that is the reason why the ETL tools will be coming into picture. And some data sources might be act as operational systems where we need to convert and we need to extract, transform them. And same way we need to extract and cleanse the data if it is time taking and consuming. And also we also need some summing, aggregation and multiplying. All these things we can do using the ETL tools. These are also called as interface tools, intermediate tools, which acts between the source and the target. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. So these are the list of the tools that are present in the market. The major is Informatica, which is a leading ETL tool in the market. Then it goes to data stage, essential data stage, which is nothing but IBM InfoSphere data stage. The other one is the Ab initio, which is the third leading one, and we have business objects data integrator, and we have also this one Cognos decision stream, Oracle warehouse builder, and we have data junction, SAS, SIS. So many tools are there in the market. If you see, these are all the list of the ETL tools that are available in the market, in the present market. Okay.
Okay.
Now, as a part of this training, what we are going to see is the Informatica. If you, this is a leading ETL tool, and this is very user friendly, and you can able to work very easily, and it is very easy to understand, very graphical oriented, all this stuff. So let me show you some history of the Informatica. So it is founded in 1992 by Diaz Nesamoni and Gaurav Dhillon in Red City in California, US. And then Informatica is having some of the products attached to it. One is B2B Exchange server, and we have Power Center, data masking, data quality, enterprise data integrator, and master data management, which is called as MDM, which is a leading thing today in today's market, with attaching to the Power Center. The other these all sets makes one enterprise data warehouse, including the ETL processing actually. So the next thing is that these are the releases, or these are the versions of Informatica. As of now, Informatica is released. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, and the current market in the present one is 9. And what we are going to see is 8, and also I'll tell you the features of 9, so that you will understand what are the new features in 9. Okay, and the current version available in the market is 9. Okay, these are okay. Any questions on this? Till now. Okay. So these are some of the components of Informatica. So if you see here, you have Power Center Administration console, which is nothing but which acts as a administration part for whole of the Informatica. So once that administration, once you install your Informatica, all your administration will be domains, nodes, your repository services, and then your integrated service, all will be maintained here. And also you have the option to do the privileges. You can create users, groups, you can assign the privileges to them. Everything will be done from the administration console. This administration console is a web-based tool where you can use you can control it from the web-based one. So next one is the designer, Power Center designer. The Power Center, if I have missed one more thing here, it's repository manager, in which you create your repositories, you create your folders, and you give the permission to your folders. And this is also an administration component, which actually, as a developer, you may or may not have the access, but 80% chances that you don't have the access to the repository manager, because as a developer, you don't need to access that one. Even though if you have access, maybe you will be having a restricted access in the real-time environment. Then comes to Power Center Designer. This is the place where exactly a developer will be working on. This is a place where you create your mappings, you create your transformations, you create your maplets, you create your parameters, variables, whatnot. See, you create your sources, you extract your sources, you create your targets, you create your tables from Informatica to database. So these are all done in the designer part. Then comes to workflow manager. Once the mapping is done, you'll create a workflow. So right. That is a development tool which actually you will be used most of the places. And then Power Center Workflow Manager is also a development tool where you will be working on your workflows. It is related to loading your data once your mapping is created, which is acts as a skeleton, but workflow will be instructing when it has to be run. Okay, this is also a development tool. And then Workflow Monitor. Once you run your workflow, you have to monitor the same, right? So this is the tool where you can monitor your workflows. So these are all the 5 components of Informatica. So if you see one by one, this is what all I'm talking about. All administrative activities were done from the web-based page. Configure the domain, node, configure the repository service and integration service. You can configure users, groups, and permissions. So that is what all we can do from administration console. In the repository manager, which you can add repositories, you can create folders, provide the permission to the folders, copy the objects from one repository to other repository. You can also do some versioning, import and export, all the stuff. Okay. Moving on to the next one, designer. Create mappings, transformations, maplet, reusable transformations, create and import source definitions, create and import target definitions, create slowly changing dimensions. Okay, these are all what this is basically. This is a developer tool where you can do most of the things as a designer. Okay, as a developer. Okay. And then coming to the workflow monitor. Workflow monitor is something like is access where you can monitor your workflows. You start, restart, and you can recover your sessions, and you can also see it in multiple ways. And also workflow manager is something like you can create your workflows, you can create your sessions, you can create your tasks, and you can create your workload as well. So that is the workflow manager. So that ends of the if you see that ends of the demo. If you have any questions, I can give some time. You can go ahead and ask me.